It's funny how life is such a beautiful sunset, in the sense that you look all around you and everything is as beautiful as it gets, nice and quiet. And when we look at our lives and what we've been through and how far we have come, we all have to give God thanks for everything. I remember a little while back in my life growing up, and I love God with everything in me, and I made a mess of so many things in my life, and came to a point wherein I figured, something, it's about time I sort of changed my life and changed myself, and got home and everything seems perfectly fine, and came to realize that the family I had was about to be torn apart. Things changed so drastically, and we take everything for granted. And then when you look at it and see that you're going to have to try and either sometimes raise your kids by yourself, or if not, struggle through life. Your parents have left you, or your friends have disowned you, or go through life, go through bullying, and when you look at it and try to figure out, how am I going to get through all of this? And then I remember spending, I'm going to say, a good 4 days without eating, drinking, just barely surviving. I was still working, doing 12-hour shifts, and came to realize that I was fastly fading. The things that I said to myself that I would never even contemplate even thinking about suicide. I started to figure, I thought I've just left, not even thinking about my kids. I remember walking into a building, it was 25 floors, and I walk up the steps just doing my regular routes of doing security, and went up to the rooftop to the 25th floor. But then when I got up there, the door to the roof was open, which should be closed. And that was one of the reasons why we do security. We basically check the perimeter and check buildings and make sure everything is locked up. And walked out onto the roof. I was broken, and then I basically started looking around, and I went and I stood on the wall on the roof and just looking down, and it's like a voice said, if you just take that leap, pain will all go away. And I actually thought of it, and a voice almost said to me, just step down, it's not that bad. And I started to cry, and probably about 3 minutes I decided to step down after looking over the vast of everything and trying to figure out, I don't really have much strength. I don't even know how I make it down off of there. And I decided that I'm gonna step down, and I went back downstairs. I walked down to the 24th, and then I decided to take the elevator down, and I took the elevator down, and just getting out of the elevator, a lad was walking in, 2 lads walking through the front door, and for me, I walked out into the lobby, and the guy said to me, hey Julian, I knew him. I knew that he was one of the drug dealers of the building, and he said, everything okay? I said, yeah, everything okay. And he said, cool. He walked on by, and I walked on by, and the other lad that was left in the lobby looked at me, how you doing? I said, I'm good. He only had one arm, and You think nothing of anybody really. You just say, how's everything going? He said, I'm good, man. And then he started talking to me. He said, I just came in here to see if I can get a fix. And he started to talk. He said, my wife left me 4 years ago with my daughter. We used to do construction, make thousands of dollars, and I fell off the roof and I lost an arm of a building. And it's like, okay. And he said, last week my mom passed on and my dad is basically moving away, leave me. He's moving away to the States and I don't have nobody and I just need a fix, just need something to get me through another day. And it's like, ouch. So I'm sorry to hear, man. And then I look back at myself and trying to figure out, God, I almost jumped off a roof. All because I think that, okay, fine, my lady is leaving me and I'm basically left alone. And all of my fault. Most of it was my fault. I was broken because of something that took place a while back in my life and couldn't sort it through. And then when hearing this man talk about he lost his arm because of a job, lost his wife and daughter, and then lose his mom, and he doesn't have anything left to live for. He thinks he just wants something to get a quick fix and then put himself out of his misery. And I'm thinking to myself, I don't have no problems. And I started to talk to him and tell him something. Told him what just transpired with me, and then coming down here and then looking at him. I said, I'm not looking down on you, but you looking up at me and me looking at you. Looking up at you and thinking to myself, I don't have no problems. I said, of all the things that I've been through and you've been through, we can both sit here, or me standing, you sitting down, and we're talking. And it's like, God has basically led us to this place wherein we met, wherein I didn't think I have anything to live for. I said, you're there where you don't think you have nothing to live for. And I said, yeah, man. He said, you're almost, I probably would have seen you jump. And it's like, I don't know how I would have taken that. It's funny how life is. Before each one of us make an assumption of thinking about suicide or slashing ourselves, I know it's not easy. Life is not easy. Nothing we do is easy. It's like we struggle through life just trying to make it and trying to be prosperous and trying to make sure that we don't live from day to day, from paycheck to paycheck. But only God alone knows what we go through. And only God alone knows. And He's the one that carries our burden and help us through. I know some of us don't know what I'm talking about when we say God alone knows. We don't believe in God, or we don't justify who God is. And I've come to the point in my life where I know that there is a God. And for those of you who are out there who are struggling, you're not alone. And I hope and pray that my message to you is take it one day at a time. Reach out to somebody that you know that can help you or talk to you. And if all else fail on this, just leave me a message. Just tag me, talk to me. I can't say I can help you, but I can talk with you. I don't have the degree, the diploma, or anything that there is possible, but I know that God has helped me to where I am now. "20 years ago, I would basically be dead. And thank God I can watch my kids grow up and watch my kids grow up and watch my granddaughter. And I know even with all this going on, the virus and everything, I know a lot of people in the hospital working, the nurses, doctors and everything, policemen, they've seen so much things and they don't know what else to do. and just hope and pray that you can all hold on. I know it's been rough, even for the nurses, the things that they've seen. I know it's been rough. Just hold on. You've done a lot. You've done a lot for us. You've sacrificed a lot for us. You sacrificed your family. And I'm grateful. We're grateful and we're thankful. And I hope and pray that you won't be alone when it's all is over, come and done, and when it's all over, that you won't be all alone, that you can reach out to somebody and talk to somebody. You've saved so many lives, and hopefully that you can come to talk about it. Hope. Keep hoping and keep praying. Keep reaching out. Don't stop reaching out. Even if when you call somebody and they're not there, call somebody else. Just keep calling someone until somebody pick up a phone. If somebody isn't picking up a phone, go knock on the door. Go knock on the door. Walk into the mall, stop somebody, talk with somebody. So can you just listen to me for a moment? Something. I know there has to be at least 1 or 2 or 3 people out there who will stop to listen to you. Please, life is worth living.